Molybdenum software session with BrainRake on rxRust, the catch error operator, which kind of feels like we're very close. And yet, let's see how, let's see. So please, since you're not piloting at all, I'll bring us over to the branch where we made progress. We tried making a test, so I'll show you that.
All right.
This one. But it's like the implementation seems to compile, but this doesn't seem to work for actually I think this is for a very good reason. I think we found that the closure, like this call, basically this method, subscribe, it takes a closure. And that because a closure cannot handle errors, it seems like the design here is that this only works for infallible observables.
Subscribe only works for infallible observables?
Yeah, I think so. Because it takes this F, which is for a fn mute takes self item, and there's a bound here. This is the bound that self inner. So self is context. No, self is observable, but observable is also depends on context. So when you see inner, it's the inner of context, not of observable.
Okay.
So there's a bound here on the self inner that it must be. So, and it means whatever is in the context. Apparently context can hold whatever you want. Oh, like practically it's typically an observer or an observable. In this case, it's an observable. It's core observable. So the inner must implement core observable of self width, which it means it's like a relationship. It must be of the same context as self with fn mute observer of f. So I'm not entirely sure I understand what the type parameter of core observable is. I think it's the observer. Maybe.
Mm.
And this is inferred from this method call, the subscribe, fn mute observer. And if we go to the fn mute observer implementation of observer, you'll see that it's only implemented for infallible.
Okay.
So this is not how we can test catch error. That's my point. We need a different means of like testing it.
Maybe on error, or what was that function?
yes, there is an on error, and I think it like it returns a different observable, because it returns an observable that is infallible. That's what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to, because the error can only occur once, right? So the value is moved into that on air handler, so it cannot pass through to the next thing as well, right? Sorry if I'm going too fast.
No, I got it. So if you do on air, it can only happen once. It moves into the closure, pass to on air. So after that, it's infallible.
I think that's what I've figured so far.
Mm-hmm. So how are we gonna test this?
So what do we need to test? We need to test that there is that we need to produce an observable. So we're doing that here. We have this throw air. It's a factory.
Mm-hmm.
And it produces an observable where the item is unit, because then the item will never be emitted. Oh, by the way, Rust a few hours ago merged the stabilization of the never type.
Huh. Cool.
Which would be more appropriate than unit in this case.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have a value.
It never occurs.
Mm-hmm.
It's never constructed.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case. It's unit and whatever you give it here. In this case, is stir.
Mm-hmm.
This map 2 is like, because we thought, oh, maybe this is something that has to do with unit. I'll just remove this because I don't think. Well, no, actually, this has to do with how we like end up testing it later, because we say, oh, you know what? It's actually characters, and maybe we can like, because catch error, what we want to do inside of it is like what's commented out here, right? You want to say, okay, if there's ever an error, we replace the entire observable with another one, and then we get to emit some values. It will probably be something like local of or local from iter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes sense.
And that's pretty much what we need to do. We need to like, right, like do this and then do a map 2 in order to change the type of this to whatever we want to emit later on here. And then use catch error, and then we cannot use subscribe because this is no, I mean we can, because once we catch the error, we should be able to use subscribe because there will be no error, right?
Yep. But
I don't think that ended up compiling successfully. So do you want to see that?
yeah.
Okay, so we can try mapping it to a character and then removing this semi and uncommenting this, and this is not a character, obviously. So let's change this to a local of the, I don't know, amp character. And then subscribing. I'll show. So here something is failing. That's the only right now. Yeah. No, I think maybe it's a race between formatting and like the result from the from the type checker.
Okay.
Yep. So you can see that the result here is a rcref cell vec of car.
Yeah.
And that's what we're using. Well, we clone it, we put the clone inside here, and in the handler, we borrow mute push. And then after this subscribe returns, we should be able to assert that we have, well, not 2 in this case, just, where is it? It's a new keyboard, sorry.
And the buttons are in different places.
Kind of, because the buttons are in straight columns.
Okay.
And it's split, so I cannot use the right hand to type in B like I used to. I have to use the left index finger. And some other things different. So it'll suck, but sorry. So this is
Only
the error
for
we're
a
getting
short
here.
while. Why you
Yeah.
get all that ergonomic benefit.
100%. Here is maybe more information. There. The trait bound map to observer, which is the map to that we have there, right? Of catch error or rig observer. The word original has to do with like this is the original observer.
Okay, now you explained it.
There's an original observable, right?
Yeah.
And there's a potential replacement observable, right?
Yeah.
Or a substitute. So this is an observer for the original.
Okay. Yeah.
Of mute RC, of option of box subscription. This has to do with the context being generic on context because the mute RC belongs to the context. And here are some omitted type arguments. Maybe I suppose they're not relevant to this type error. And car. So that looks good. So this whole thing, map to observer of catch error rig observer, does not satisfy observer of unit. But I thought unit was gone by now, right? Because we used map to.
Where did the unit come from?
Catch error. Throw air. Throw air. Throw air. The type of the item is unit instead of never that we said would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
So that's why we were confused, because the error doesn't seem to have to do
undetermined. Like throw air should probably be polymorphic on the item type. because if you don't specify any actual type, then it might have been any type, which is like no type at all, which is similar to never. And I'm not sure we can do this in this context.
Well, if you had to choose between, if we had never, then you say the best type is never, right?
Yeah.
If you have to choose between unit and making it generic, then maybe making it generic is more correct.
Maybe.
But a little less ergonomic, because then could not be inferred. It must be somehow provided.
Yeah. That's the problem, because then you would have to, fix it somehow.
Well, in any case, that's not our problem.
Yeah, sure. The problem is it's still trying to
Here's our error.
apply.
It's
Yeah, this one.
map
Trait
to
bound map to
observer.
observer is observer of unit something. It's not satisfied.
Well, and I mean, I think this is like actually correct. Okay, I remember this thought as well. Yeah, because map to observer as an observer, it does observe on that, and then it maps it, right? Like it observes on this.
Yes.
It completely ignores it. That's the behavior, but it does observe on that.
Yeah, but why does it put the trait bound on it?
Because it must observe on it.
Mm.
I mean, that is obviously a trait bound that needs to occur here, right? Map to observer. The question is more, why does it not meet the bound, right?
Correct. That's right.
And that must have something to do with this. I mean, we could. Do you want me to like test it without our catch error?
No, it's fine. Let's investigate further. Hello?
Yes, I'm here. You have rejected my suggestion, so I'm waiting for yours.
No, I thought you had another idea.
Do I have another idea?
And this was a side quest.
No. Well, apparently there are two errors here. There's this one, map to observer cannot observe that, and that one, local context of car and local scheduler does not satisfy observable type, which is another why the heck not?
And it's for the same code.
For the same code span, yes. That. So that's our FN mute observer. I think that this bound maybe from our code of catch error. I'm not sure.
One idea here. Can we test this without using V and instead creating a new observable?
Without V. Here's a V.
Here's
V.
Yeah, and let's not use that, and then instead push like a constant.
Oh,
Like something else.
something else.
Yeah, we can distinguish. Okay.
In the terminal, this is the second error.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still here.
Okay. At least it's not because we tried to move the V.
Nah.
Not sure why it would be.
If we just take catch error out of the picture, we would have some certainty as to, hey, this this code otherwise seems to work, right? Like
Sure.
we have
Okay,
some
let's try
sanity
it.
check. So I'm commenting this out, and now I realize, yeah, you can't use this closure, right? So I'm going to have to do something like on error, right? And maybe if I can get pipes right, I'd be able to do E and like print line E.
Okay.
I don't think we want the binding here, do we? I'll remove that. So that's a successful Chanity sec, isn't it?
Charity sec.
Sec.
Nice. Does it compile? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Want to see whether it actually passes the test? It fails successfully. Left and right. Actual, expected.
Mm-hmm.
Actual, empty, expected. Do we expect that it'll be empty? I think we actually expect this to be empty, yeah, because this will never occur. This will occur. There will be no value.
Yep. Okay.
So we have the Chanity sec. We can remove the on error and introduce the catch error. And this is where we have type error.
Okay.
Tom Sidney Kirchhofer, that I had on the last episode of Full Time Nix, talking about Nix CI, says that type errors are not errors. I mean, sorry, that the type checker finds and type error is not an error. It's a successful application of what the type checker is supposed to do. It prevents a type error from occurring at runtime.
Yeah, that is correct. I agree.
So this is the tangent.
Yes, and dynamically typed languages are they're not untyped, they're unityped. There's only one type that is a case of int, bool, object, array, or anything else. So every time you have a value, you have to do a case and check which one it is. There's only one type, the any type. Okay, so how do we make progress on this? Do we try to manually implement the trait, or do we try to follow the traits and see where the chain breaks?
The trait is like all the traits are implemented. Like when we came to like this test, the reason we got here is because we not because we were confident that our implementation of catcher is correct, but because we said the type checker seems to agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's complex, and we're not confident that we implemented it correctly, and apparently we haven't. Like whatever error is here, like we should somehow go correlate it with the implementation and review the implementation and see what is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then we're on the right track. There's a Romanian saying, every kick in the ass is a step forward.
Oh, I like it. I mean, I immediately see the potential for abuse.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty good. Yeah. Tough mentality.
I feel like an outsider studying the local culture, but I was born here.
I try to say to myself, I am in this world, but not of it.
Like Jesus?
In a crude way.
Jesus, but crudely. Nice tagline. Okay. So you were saying that you've got all the traits implemented.
Yes.
But somehow not all the bounds connect.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
This should definitely just work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is exactly how we want this to be used.
So
the types go through, right? Like this in the closure given to catch error, this is a ref stir, which is the correct type.
Okay.
And the closure accepts this, the type inferred from this expression, which is
Observable
intended.
of car.
Right. It's a context something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it must, I must align with that.
Yes.
And then the type goes through to this here. Oh, I mean, if I bring back the on error here, we'll get an infallible as well.
Yeah.
Just another indication that we're doing something right.
Okay. Okay, so that goes true. But what about the subscribe
we could even,
after the on error? What's wrong with the
this is another assertion, right? Exactly. That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah. So the local of ampersand, that's what the subscribe is. Well, it's not that, because you've got like an outer observable which switches from the original observable to the new observable that catcher's function returns. Is that correct?
Say that again, please.
So when you subscribe here, you're subscribing to an observable that first takes values from the original observable, which is the map, the local throw error, and then after an error happens, it switches to the local of ampersand, which is returned from the function in catcher.
Correct. Yeah, that's
okay. What happens if instead of local throw error, use something else? Well, then I guess the catch error never gets.
I don't.
Yeah, let's try never.
I'm guessing there will be no difference.
No difference.
In type.
Okay. Trait bound. No difference? Or was it a different? I think it was.
No. Here's the PDF info. What am I doing? Keyboard. Here. I don't think there's a difference here.
Catcher.
I don't even know what this stir is coming from.
So mapped observer, catcher, original observer. Catcher, original observer.
I didn't do it properly. Wait, that's not it. Never. Here. Yeah, now it's infallible instead of the ref stir. No difference. Otherwise.
Observer is not implemented for map to observer. Why does it want to be a unit?
Because now it's the never. Now it's Wait, what? What are you asking?
Why does map to observer have to implement observer of unit something?
Because that's what it's observing on. That's what it's observing. Map to observer. If you look at the code, here's map to.
Yep.
When you do this, you're like creating a new observable that internally is observing the one before it, the one that it wraps.
Yeah.
Which would explain it, right?
Yeah. So that doesn't implement observer of unit.
Yeah. Yes, but only when it's
only when you try to subscribe.
catcher.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, but I do see something. Sorry, if we bring this back, I don't know that it matters, but
sorry. Instead of this map to dance, can you just do a local of and a character. Local of space character. Instead of something and map to, just
Sure.
do local of space.
Sure.
And now we should get a simpler error.
Should we? It's more complex? Sure. It says catch error or rig observer. I mean, you're right. It's a good thinking because now the trait bound is has to do with our observer, catch error or rig observer directly.
Finally.
And it's not implementing observer of car and something. So now we are more inclined to read the rest of this properly because it has to do with our type. So this is kind of a repeat. It's just pointing out the trait, again, the trait observer of car and infallible. But here it's omitted because it's maybe less relevant. Is not implemented for, again, the same thing that's shown here. Let me use the mouse. Oh, you know what? I have this new thing.
Oh, yeah. Draw on the map.
This
Nice.
is that.
What's the thing called?
Vellum. Easy to set up. I've been waiting for this thing for such a long time.
All right. What's this bit about the conditional implementation?
Where?
After the red bit, it says help. The trait observer of item org error is conditionally implemented by catch error org observer b next observer f.
Yes. Because there are bounds, right?
Yeah, conditionally, meaning if it satisfies the bounds on the implementation.
And that's our implementation. Next observer, subst observable, substitute unsubscribe. P is the pointer type. F is that function that provides the substitute observable. The item does not change. And the orig error type, observer of item and orig error. See, the item type does not change, and orig error is the correct thing to observe on. So we're implementing for the correct thing. I love this. I'm sorry. I love it. It's the first time I'm using it. Thank you for being so accepting of it. I mean, I don't know why you would complain. It's just great. For catch error orig observer, which is the type that fails to implement the thing, right? Catch error orig observer of the pointer type, because it needs to store a pointer type. It needs to store a pointer to a subscription in order to like replace it, the subscription with a new subscription. In that sense, I'm actually not sure that the word orig here is doing any work. I mean, I don't think the observer type is replaced at any point. It's just one observer, maybe. But that's just naming. Next observer. Observers are a chain, right?
Yeah.
In this case, this is not like a final consumer observer, I suppose. So it holds a next observer. And the F in case it's needed. And it's telling us, we're told that unsatisfied requirement introduced here. And it's pointing out the next observer. Next observer. That's exactly the type parameter for which the traits are not met. Trait bounds are not met. Context apparently is not met, right? Unsatisfied requirement introduced here. On error observer, which is what? Oh, the one coming after it? On error observer. It's the observable from that on error method.
Yeah, maybe you
mute.
Can you remove that from the chain, or is that necessary at this point to trigger the error?
I don't think it's necessary.
Simplify the error further.
I'm trying to. Okay. Is on air. It's necessary in order to subscribe, because you can't subscribe to a fallable. So this handles makes it infallable. No,
the
catch error does.
already does that.
Yeah. Okay, so here's cargo test again. Okay. Here is the next observer that fails to meet. Apparently, the next observer is an FN mute observer of something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the next observer, right?
Yeah.
And apparently so we got our, so these trait bounds are obviously wrong. Like they're just wrong, right? Because if that type fails to meet them, then they're wrong. Because that type comes from here, from subscribe past the closure, which is not going to change. It's totally desirable. But that thing does not implement context, right? It says observer. It's not even implement observer somehow. Oh, wait, wait. Yeah, it doesn't implement observer of like, but what observer? Of item. Okay, item, it probably not a problem, but subst observable air should be infallible, right? I mean, it should be. I don't see it here, so I'm not sure it is.
No, because what if the substituted observable can also fail?
Yes, but that's not the case. We do like an of that is infallible.
Okay.
So in this case, it happens to be infallible. So I don't know why it's so. FMU2 observer of car. Okay, that. I think that's not the part that is not implemented. Local and what is the local context of car and local schedule as observable type. Something feels fishy here.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
it's the error
it
of
is.
that.
It's the error of that.
So subst observable.
It's the error of that. Yeah. Unsatisfied requirement introduced here. Context. Well, it's complaining about context, not the rest of it, does it? No, it's two. Listing two. Unsatisfied requirement introduced here and here.
Mm-hmm.
So neither. The next observer somehow is not context and not observable of not observer of these things. What else does it have to say? This is yet another unmet, unsatisfied, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That
four of them.
Four?
Four unsatisfied requirements.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, darn. Core observable. No, not an arrow. How do I undo this?
Ooh. What's this called again? Vellum?
Vellum.
I didn't find it.
It's new, so maybe it doesn't have good SEO yet.
Here
but
we
it
go.
is Nix packages Vellum.
Wayland's native screen annotation tool.
Yeah.
Good. Wayland. It's really 2026 is the year of the Wayland desktop. If only they figure out screen sharing, it's gonna be the best ever. Have you seen DHH go on about Omachi?
Of course I have. Have you seen him go on about Nix?
Yeah. Nix is great. They solved some really difficult engineering things, but they want to tell you who to talk to and good. Yeah. Okay. This is our reputation now. Too toxic to be around.
It's true. They will come if you speak your mind, they'll come after you. If you say anything wrong, they will hunt you down.
Who's the they here?
It's the woke people. Do you know the term?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You don't like the term?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure Nix is toxic because of too much work. That's one hand, and on the other hand, not wanting to associate with people who make bombs to drop on people's homes.
It's the same hand. Isn't it?
Sorry?
It's the same hand.
The same hat.
That's woke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you against weapons
So,
manufacturing, weapons
so
development?
yeah, like if I don't want to provide material support to genocide, then I'm woke, I guess. Okay, that's fine.
No, there's subtleties. Another trouble with woke, that there's no subtleties. It's dichotomous. It's simple.
Interesting. Go after, you say.
Mm-hmm.
As in write on online forums about experiences and then have people thrown out of committees, go after, not like drop bombs on you and stuff, right?
They'll insert themselves into positions of moderation, of power, authority,
Mm-hmm.
and committees and elections and stuff like that. That's activism. And then they will tease. They will tease non-woke opinions out of people publicly, so that they could screenshot them and use them as excuses to ban these people.
I have not had an experience about this, but
Happened to me yesterday.
yeah, just now. Shit, really? You got screenshotted and
No need to
publicly
screenshot. It's
shamed
public. Yeah.
for non-woke text. That's
Yes, I was sharing my opinion, and it was categorized as hate speech.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Is it?
No.
Can something be hate speech if I say it? I mean, I don't hate, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Side quest, but send me the link in question. I just want to catch up with stuff.
sure. Here, let me do it, but don't read it now.
My problem is I have more questions than answers. So, yeah.
Don't we all?
Great.
Where is it? Server meta. This. Copy. Are you in the NixOS Discord?
I am not, but I shall be momentarily.
Here, just don't do it now. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Back to business. Thank you for listening.
I'm sorry for your experiences, and I'm I mean, yeah,
I appreciate it.
it's weird because like the rest of the country is having a Nazi problem, but this little corner is having a woke problem. That's kind of funny.
That sounds interesting indeed. Nazis in Romania?
Ah, no, not this country. No, I'm talking about the U.S.
The U.S. has a Nazi problem?
Yeah, they're kind of becoming it.
You're not referring to the federal government, are you?
The current administration has tendencies, yes. I don't know, people being disappeared into secret prisons and then deported to third countries or left to die on the street. That's
I'd love to have a discussion about that.
Respect for human dignity in general.
I agree. There's a lot wrong in the U.S., but I think they're setting this administration is setting things very right, and I'd love to talk about that more some other time.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, they have a right to repair bill. Let's say something positive. Okay, there's a right to repair bill, I think, in Congress about it's only about military hardware, but it's something.
And they said something about abolishing DST.
Sorry?
Daylight saving time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's but we've made a huge effort here. like if we ignore all the child murder, then yeah, there are two good things we can say. Yeah. Right. Back to Rust.
From child murder to Rust. Okay.
Yeah, that's and now ads. Speaking about child murder, here's a word from our sponsors, who, to the best of our knowledge, have never engaged in child at time of writing. Right. We need to get some sponsors for that first, right? Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, I didn't tell you, but because it happened just when you were gone. But since the beginning of this month, there has been the first ever molybdenum software sponsor.
Ooh.
Yeah, Shiva Raj and I have been working on Frappix. Have you heard of Frappix?
Frappix. Not really.
It's a Nix packaging of the Frappe project, which is better known for its primary application, ERP Next.
ERP Next. Yes. Yes, you told me about this. Yeah. Cool. And
I told you about this. I told you, and then you said, "Oh no, I'm going to be busy." Yeah, so I found Shiva Raj. It's been
cool.
awesome.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thanks. So I hope we do a good work, and that they're happy, and that they keep sponsoring us for different things. And
Awesome.
Thanks. All right. So back to bounds. We have 4 of them unsatisfied, right? So yeah, if we get this right, we can, pick one of them and try to adjust it so it's correct.
Yep. You try to understand the first two.
Okay, so the first one, context.
Why is next observer not a context?
Well, I think that right, like it is what it is, right? I mean it, right? Like we have a test, right? So we need to adjust the bounds, not what it is, but what the bounds are.
Yeah.
So the answer is it must not be bound by context.
Okay.
And then the question is, why is it bound by context, and how we can achieve what we're trying to do without that bound?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm bringing us to that bound, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm still figuring out this velum business. Is this okay? Okay. So catch error. And we're talking, what line is this? It's telling me the line 42. There it is.
Where did you get this? Yeah, so next observer is a context. Why does next observer need to be a context?
Right.
Is the question, right?
Exactly. So I'll walk you through next observer, where it comes. This is the implementation of observer for the catch error or rig observer. Can we change this name? Because I don't think there is another observer here. Can we just
do it?
Rename that? I'm just looking for the types here. If I just search for observer,
you have subst observer, catcher subst observer.
Observer. Right. Okay, but is that used anywhere? Can I do find references? Yeah, it is mentioned in the rig observer. Right there. So I guess I'm wrong about it being unnecessary. Maybe.
So we have subst.
Well, here it is constructed here. So let's go over this implementation, okay? Here's what actually happens, because this is like what's important, right? Like the bounds serve what happens here.
Yeah.
Okay. So next is, like, we have a self. We have that this observer was constructed not here, right? It was constructed in the implementation of core observable, because that's where you call subscribe and the observer is constructed, and it's not here. But as soon as it's already an observer, this is the implementation. You got to have next, you got to have error, and you got to have complete, and you got to have is closed. Next is, you know what? This thing, self is the catch error or rig observer, and it's generic on P and the next observer and F, and this is the next observer. Okay? O next observer. Right? So again, chain of observers. Observers are inside observers, so that this observer, when next is called, it could just say, yeah, I just, I don't do anything for values. I just pass them on to the next observer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So all that needs to be implemented here, the only bound that needs to be on O. Why is it even O? Oh, well, O is in the context of why is it O? Oh, of observer?
No.
Like, yeah, it's here. We might want to like align this with observer. Like, this is aligned with the rest of the code base. I think that's more important than our preferences, right? Yeah. So this is trivial, and it does not require that bound. Okay. It does require observer, right? And that's here, right? Next observer is observer. That's what you can call next on. Yeah. And complete is the same, right? Just pass it on. And is closest, pass it on. Okay. It's when there's an error that we actually do something interesting. The first thing we do is that we destruct self. Right? So, because self is no longer valid. It's not going to be the orig observer anymore. So we take the subscription. It's a pointer. We take the next observer here. And we take the function. And we're about to use it, right? We do if let sum sub equals subscription rc deref mute take. That's that pointer. If there is a subscription there, we do sub unsubscribe. I think this is like kind of just a type satisfying thing because there is supposed to be a subscription there at this point. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But we want to remove it, but in order to access it, you need to pattern match on it. Yeah.
But I may be wrong, and this doesn't hurt to do it this way. Only if there is some, you can do some sub unsubscribe. Okay. So we have unsubscribed from the observable that gave us the error. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we do a substitute observable equals call our func. Right? Pass in the error. That's the contract, and we get our subst observable. It has bounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we construct the subst observer. We just construct it, right? Catch error subst observer. And in this case, it takes simply the next observer, which is the same one. It keeps being the same next observer, right?
What? It's why?
The same next observer, like the downstream observer.
Oh yeah.
That does not change.
Sure. Yeah.
That one we destructed from here, and then we construct with it again the
got it. But it removes the subscription and the func because you don't need those anymore.
That's right. And then we do a rc deref mute on the same subscription pointer, the same one. And we deref that and assign sum. And here, what we assign to it is that we the new subscription. We subscribe subst observable that we got from the function. This one. Subscribe. We pass the subst observer.
Yeah.
And we type erase.
Okay, but a quick question. Doesn't subscription go out of scope at the end of this function?
It does, but it's just a smart pointer.
It's a smart pointer. Okay.
Indeed.
Okay, got it. Who else is holding on to this pointer?
Excellent question. The caller. The caller.
The caller of error.
The caller from the caller from fn subscribe from here. This is the observable side of things. This is implementing core observable for catch error. Catch error is the observable. This is what you get wrapped in a context when you call catch error. Right? You get this. So here, the subscription is returned to when you call.
So this is the actual function we're calling in the test, right? Or not exactly?
Like not directly, because
not directly. There's core observable.
Yeah, the one that we're calling is a method on observable, and that is somehow goes through to core observable. You see here, there's like a self and context, but when you call it in the test, you don't see the context.
Yep, got it.
Okay, so that's the answer to who has the other subscription. Well, whoever called subscribe, and bothered to keep it, because you don't necessarily have to keep it. You can just drop it, which we do in our test. So I'm bringing us back into here. And then we need to ask ourselves, okay, well, it seems that we have to like drop, which one? There are many here. This.
Context from next observable. We can get started with that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just delete it, see what happens.
Hey. Error.
Okay.
Boxed subscription not found for next observer.
Yes, because next observer is not a context. We need a context here because we need access to to these contextual things. And boxed subscription is one of them.
Do we have another context we can use?
That's a good question. Our type parameters are next observer, subst observable. Yeah. The subst observable can be the in fact, it is a context. Like practically it is, right? Because that the function returns it, right? So that's, for example, in our test, that's right. V1 integration. It's a local of, right? It is contextual. It is a context. So what if we just say, you know what, it is context, and then we use it on, we get the box subscription from it instead of the next observer. You want me to do that?
So yeah, you just change next to subst, and that should do it here.
We also need to add the bound, the trait bound.
But don't we already have core observable?
That's not a context.
That's not a context. Okay, yeah, do it.
Okay, so this is subst observable. That is subst observable. It will fail because, well, this is also not found. And then I can do context. I think if we do this, it's not going to be, simply a matter of plus core observable. It'll be something like context with core observable.
Okay.
But so far, oh, and look, we have it commented out. We have something commented out here, subst, which is probably subst observable, right? Before some rename. Context of inner observable type. So some variation of it.
You already tried to add this bound here. Is what?
I'm not saying it's wrong. Do you want us to see the test again, the terminal output?
I mean, does this compile?
I don't know. Well, I mean, It does, because there are 4, right?
Yeah,
So
but now there should
we don't
be
expect it.
fewer, no?
Let's see. Where's my thingy?
Now there are only 3.
Unsatisfied. This one.
But this was here before.
Yes. I don't see the one that. I don't see. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be here, right? If we just remove that bound.
Yeah.
We literally just removed it from here. It's not going to be listed here. And there are 3. So I think we successfully removed one. Again, I don't think that we did it quite in the idiomatic way. So I'm going to write a comment there about that, okay? Oh, funny. It brings me back to the previous window. Context with context with context. Yeah, context with. Yeah, okay. I think it should be something like this. All right. What do you want to do? Do you want to do the next one?
Let's check the remaining ones, because now we have one for subst observable. Or was that
is
one?
this? Oh, sorry. I just vellum something. Never mind. Talk to me.
So now we have an unsatisfied trait bound on subst observable. Is that new, or did we already have that?
I'll just wait. Go up. Let's remove this and then. Okay, I'll go up. It's a bit difficult. I'll go up and then I'll run this again in another terminal or something. Here's the previous invocation.
Yeah. So the subst observable ones, I think, are the same, except there's a new bound which is satisfied, the context. So, yeah, let's do another one. Which one would you like to attack?
This one?
Next observer should be observer of item subst observable error. Unsatisfied requirement, fun mute once, is observer of car and local CTX. Okay, so it's the item is probably fine, but the error type is different. On the one hand, it says subst observable error. On the other, it says it expects local CTX of car and local scheduler as observable type.
Yeah, that's where you get your item and error from, the observable type trait implementation.
But here it says it needs to be observer. So something's wrong with the fun mute observer's return type, because it's trying to be. No, it's fine. Local CTX, local scheduler as observable type. Observer of. Oh yeah, okay. Not sure what to do here.
I think the only explanation to this is that this ends up being not infallible.
But
like we didn't get the type passed through.
I don't see
correctly.
infallible anywhere. I just see two mismatching error types. There's the error type of, so the next observer is an observer of something substitute observable error type. Now the substitute observable error type should be the same. Should be the same. Might be anything. Should be infallible.
In this test, it must be infallible. Because we're using the fn mute. Fn mute observer. It must be infallible.
Yeah,
and if it must be infallible.
No, in this test, yeah. Otherwise, it should be the same as the substitute observable error type. That makes sense.
Would be nice if we knew what type it is, and not just that.
Does it make sense to require that the function you pass to catcher returns an infallible observable?
No.
No. Maybe you want to replace the error.
You are free to do. Wait, you're free to replace the error ring observable with any other observable.
And the new error type is definitely going to be the error type of the substituted observable. Because the previous one is caught.
Yes. And of car is it.
It's the error type.
Well, but nothing. It's not the error type. It's the item type of the substitute observable.
Yeah. But the problem is the error. It's not the item type.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I wish we knew what this was. I mean, this should be infallible. I just don't get that confirmation. But no, what about notes?
Notes.
Required for of car to implement core observable. Core observable is where the subscribe ultimately comes from. So I understand. One redundant requirement hidden. Required for catch error of car and closure. To implement core observable. Of local context, something. Note required by a bound in. Subscribe.
Observable subscribe.
That does not seem helpful. maybe we could take a look at another, like just switch to another
Okay.
another one. See if we can do that. Also, how are you with time?
I can stay a little late. I get 10 minutes.
Okay. So this is fun, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. um, I I want to understand this and I like debugging it. So yeah, and it's difficult.
Well, maybe we can do this in 1 minute. Core observable is not. Is this the new? This is where we introduce context,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now, what is exactly not satisfied here? Like, why is it pointing here? What is it? This? What is?
There's two of them. Yeah, the unsub. Yeah,
Unsatisfied.
yeah. It's this one's about unsub.
Okay. So I suggest we take a look at this first,
Okay.
because
That's
this is
about.
inside that, right?
Yeah.
So core observable, unsatisfied requirement introduced here. Local context of, okay, that's the of factory, does not meet core observable. This of catch error subst observer of fn mute observer.
Where next observer is fn mute observer.
It does not meet it. I think if something is context, then because context contains things, like, yeah, context contains things, right? So it's not really core observable. It's context with.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think it's like what I said. If we could say, may I do this? I don't really know what to put here, but like I see this all over the place. Context
Yeah.
with, and it's like maybe there's something. But with needs an inner type, right?
Okay.
Not a. Well, we can make that generic.
You said you see this all over the place. Can we look at a few instances? Maybe something that would be related to what we're trying to do?
Yes. If I go to context, look for width, it's all over the place. If we go to ops, take until. It's used to say, I have a context. I have like a C that is a context. And then I want to say, I have it again somewhere, but with a different inner type.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it's for.
Okay. Not sure how we can use this in our case. Maybe you can, right? Do we already have a context?
In our case, we don't. We just put it here. We moved it from one type to another. We moved it from the observer to the observable, to the subst observable.
Can we look at observer implementation for take until?
Here. In most observer implementations, there is no context. But I can show us one in which there is, I think, which is retry. That's the struct itself. So the struct itself, retry observer, holds a context. It's
no.
the observer.
Oh yeah, yes, the observer. Okay. But we don't, do we?
We don't, because I thought, or we thought, maybe we can get away with not doing that. And we didn't understand why it's in the struct.
Where is it now? Where do we store the observer?
The observer is in the next observer, right? The next observer is in the struct, just like the next observer is here. But this is unbound.
Unbound. What if you bind it?
I cannot predict what will happen. I suppose we will be able to use it and that bound will propagate.
I mean, retry binds that to context.
I think the reason it's here is because it's like in a couple of places, this field and this field relates to that field because it's the same context. I still am not sure that it's
required.
Yeah. Typically in Rust, this is avoided. And in our case, we don't have that, right?
Yeah.
So, but one thing we can observe here is that,
let
me see if I can, is that there's a type parameter CTX in the implementation of observer for retry observer. We didn't do that. We don't have it here.
Oh.
And it's like used in
implementation of observer for retry observer. Yeah, that seems useful. Oh, you mean the CTX inside the implementation bounds.
This?
Yeah, so that we don't have that.
We don't have a CTX type argument here. We have many type arguments, but we don't have a CTX one. Maybe we need one because we need to say
subobservable is a CTX. But any context, or does it need to have more bounds? And do we need to tie it together with other contexts?
Do you remember that the thing that we cannot, that we're trying to remove is this bound?
Yeah. Yeah. Core observable is not satisfied.
And the reason we have this bound is because we call subscribe. This is the subobservable, and we call subscribe on it. Well, a context that contains a thing, I think you can just call the thing, right? Call those methods. It's like, maybe? Or is it specific? It's not like it's not like a smart pointer type. I don't believe it's like that. It's more like there are specific pass-through implementations, maybe. A context does not have. It has from parts, new, lift, transform, wrap, swap, scheduler, inner mute, but there is no. There's no. These are just implementations, you see. Context is not like a smart pointer or anything. If we look at the docs, and we find context trait, we will see that the trait methods don't have a subscribe, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's from
observable trait.
So
it could be that the trait we want there is actually observable because it has subscribe and it also has context. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, let's do that. But don't we have another core observable? We have core observable. So we have context plus core observable, and you want, instead of those, to have just a regular observable?
Maybe. I mean, it is bound by context. and it'll give us all the methods. I mean, I don't know that it's like the right thing to do. We could try it.
So
instead of this, it'll be observable, like full on, right?
Don't we need to add
What is this?
type variables there?
I don't know. Observable has a type item and a type air. But associated types are like maybe lazy in a way. They're not type parameters.
Yeah.
If you don't use them, you don't have to specify them. Maybe.
Okay. Now subscribe is erroring.
Subscribe is erroring. Subst observable subscribe. So this is an observable now, right?
Yeah.
We probably have to do this. Yes, that is the trait bound subst observable as context inner needs to be a core observable. Of subst observable as context with fn mute observer is not satisfied.
What if we add this to the trait bound? The call introduces this requirement. So if we add it to the trait bound, it should compile.
What the heck does that look like?
Show the error.
Okay. Next time?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I guess what we did is explored catcher, debugged the trait bounds, got rid of one, worked on one more.
I mean, we broke some. I'm going to like comment this out because this got us a bit farther. What?
It moved the comment to the top.
No,
No, that was you? Okay.
it's completely gone, isn't it? What is it?
No, it moved above. It's on line 45. No, it went. What?
Completely
Just removed
removed
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, formatter.
Rust FMT.
Comments be gone. Cool. Well, thanks for the session. I'll try to be more proactive in setting up my
Screen share.
Screen sharing. Yeah, and great. Exercise at logic programming.
Okay.
Thank you,
Don't hang
Don.
up.
Okay.
Thank you, Brainrake.